Okay, so I am going to create a production line here. I'm going to do some abstract floral, and I've got my paints ready. I've got my some of my Liquitex acrylic inks, and I just have this box here of different. This is alcohol ink, and then this is Liquitex soft body acrylic, and that's the same. And then these right here are the fluid acrylic paints by Golden. I totally love them. You can water them down and they're kind of like watercolor but with a higher pigment. And I've got some of these inks here. This is FW. And then I've got some metallic, I've got some gold, and I believe that I've got some silver here. Deco art. I'm going to use them. I have my black, my white, and I didn't have any yellow, so I ended up getting some house paint on this one, and that's good. I do kind of want to create a dominant color of yellow on all these 4 pieces. And then I have my Caran d'Ache crayons. And these are really cool and they're good quality. And then I have these that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. This is actually a pre-mixed pouring acrylic. And I really like them because sometimes they create some really cool effects. And those are the colors that I chose. And the ones that I have out are sort of the colors that I want to start. I'm not using a whole lot of those. I just brought those out. And then I just put some sources here just to kind of give me an idea of what direction I want to go. I have my spray paints. I love Montana. This is I believe this is a gold. And then I also use these right here. And I can't remember. I think it's Molotow, the brand name. And these are good quality spray paints. They're water-based. I really like those. These are the colors that I chose to use for this project. And I also have some pigments here. The Primary Elements. These are metallic. And I'll be using those with a little bit of medium, which I ended up bringing out. This is an acrylic medium. This is a varnish. I think I'm going to go back and get the other medium. Then I have some markers here. I have some Posco, and let's see here. I know I picked up some others. Okay, here's that brand again. This was referred to somebody from my class, and I really like them. And then I've got my water spray, my alcohol spray. I've got some little dingleberries here that I'm going to use for markings. And there's my stencils. I'm excited. I got a variety. And yeah, just looking forward to creating all these beautiful marks. And this is one of my favorite stencils. I can't remember what company I found this from, but I'd like to find another company that has some big writing. And then I have my my catalyst. I brought this little comb marker out, and this was a piece from the resin because I resin some of my paintings, and you know, these are kind of cool. You can spray on here and do some really cool marks. So I just brought this out just in case I want to use it. Then I have my water and my palette knives and my brush and my water. Okay, let's get started. Okay, and I just start by scribbling, so just feel free and do whatever your little heart desires. It doesn't matter what you're putting on here, because basically a lot of the layers that you end up putting down at first will not even show, but they will make a difference, because art is pretty much layer on top of layer. And it's just a quick process. You don't have to go towards any direction, just see what comes out. And there's my favorite stencils. I really like these. And I was practicing how to do some script freehand, and so they can be larger. And I really liked it. So you guys try it. You might think that you can't, which is what I kind of thought. And yeah, they come out looking pretty good. And I'm using a catalyst. Some of you may know what this is. Some may not. But you can pick these up from Amazon. And they're really nice because they create kind of a smooth appearance with your paint. And here I am using one of the markers, just scribbling. Using different tools gives you different marks and different effects, and that's just one of those cheap brushes from Home Depot that you can pick up for a couple of dollars. Just spreading out paint in a different manner. And another thing that I'd like to mention, I have talked a lot about loosening up and how I painted very tight for so many years. I've been painting for over 30 years, and up until like 2 years ago, I discovered how to loosen up, and I did not even know that existed in art. And that is one of the reasons why I love abstract painting. For perfection after so many years, to be able to loosen up and enjoy creating art is so relaxing, and you won't know the feel until you try it. So give it a try and just do whatever you feel like throwing on your paper or your mixed media paper or your canvas. But it's a lot of fun. And using the spray paints, you can use at the beginning, you can use in the middle, you can use towards the end. It's whatever, again, whatever you feel like doing. And so I used white right there, the first time. And I did that with the intentions of creating some resting space, kind of getting myself set up for what I'm beginning to visualize. And I do want to do some flowers on a couple of them, and you'll see them at the end. And the reason why I only painted flowers on a couple of them was because I really, really loved the non-representational feel of this. And a lot of people like that kind of abstract art. So they don't want any kind of subject or object or, just an expressive marking of your art to match their decor. And you can tell me at the end, what do you think, which one you like best, the flowers or the just the background, the non-representational? And so now, if you notice, I was trying to get that little swig of the ink. I believe that was acrylic ink. And I'm starting to visualize that I want my flowers, when I apply them, I want that little kind of sway going from the top left corner to the bottom right corner. If you notice there, I'm kind of putting a little bit of depth. And I'm using charcoal here just to give it that depth. And then, of course, I did have to spray it with some fixative so that it can seal it. Otherwise, it'll just smudge it. So basically, when you're shooting for learning how to loosen up, you start very loose. There's just a few steps. You start with very loose, and then you start just applying layer on top of layer with the colors that you want to incorporate into your art. And then as you start progressing and you're starting to like what you see, then you can start becoming a little more intentional so that you can get yourself set up for your focal point. And another thing that I would like to mention is that I learned this creating a production line in a course that I took a couple of years ago. And this is not only a good way to be efficient, okay, and create more art at the same time, but also to create cohesiveness, especially if you're shooting for maybe a series of a few paintings that you want to make sure that they are cohesive. And this is acrylic ink. I believe that's the one I have in my hand. But anyhow, the acrylic ink is really cool. You guys might want to pick a couple of these up at Michael's or whatever art supply store you shop at. Because these, you can lay some down and spray some alcohol, and you'll get these little effects that are so cool, kind of like little spots, and you can let it dry like that, or well, basically that's the whole point of it, to let it dry so you can create those effects. But it's really cool. And now in my mind, I kind of have the idea of where I want to go. And so, like I said at the beginning, I want the dominant color to be yellow. And I want it very bright and cheery. I used a lot of bright colors here. And I'm just incorporating what I want for my top layers. And splashes are really cool. Drips and splashes I love. And that brush that you saw at the beginning, it's called a splatter brush. You can pick that one up at Amazon also. And there I go again, using my favorite stencils. I noticed that I did cover them up. Like I said, you get a lot of layers that are covered up towards the end. And so there's nothing wrong with that. You can just go ahead and do it again. Because you never know, the underneath layer probably created something that gave you a nice effect afterwards. And I like this little stencil too. And now here's where I got a little too heavy with that dioxazine purple. But you'll notice that I just removed some of it. Just put a little too much. I ended up spraying that. And some of your acrylic inks do not create those little bubble effects that I told you about. And which is what happened here in this case. It did kind of create in certain areas, but it all depends to what you have underneath. Sometimes, the pigments that you lay down underneath it prevents from, that kind of effect coming through. And I'm using a putty knife or a spatula, whatever it's called. You get excited when you find all these different tools, and had I not put too many, I probably would have left some of those splashes and then covered it up with a lighter color. But I had to remove some of this purple, a little too much. So you can see that there's no rules, okay? It's just whatever is pleasing to your eye. And there's getting a little more finalized. Now creating that resting space again. I lost a lot of it. That's okay. There's no rules. It's all about creating art and having fun. And then, of course, you start thinking about, certain elements in art that you need to incorporate, because all art should have, to some degree, some sort of element in there. And you may know about it. There's line, shape, texture, value, and resting space. If your art can have at least 3 of those elements, you'll have a good piece of artwork. Okay, guys, and that's pretty much how you create your abstract background. Thanks for watching. And there's the final product on the flowers. And here's when I was painting them. I did some magnolias. I did a pink one here, and then I did a white one on the other one. And then I kept the other 2 without flowers. I just loved the texture that I developed. And notice that yellow is my dominant color. And here they are done. This is the one that I didn't put any flowers on, and this is the other one. And then here's my flowers, my pink magnolias, and my white ones. Okay, stay tuned for the next one, guys.